Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing good. So today I'm going to show you how to make a tennis skirt. It is popularly known as a tennis skirt, and it is the same thing as knife pleat skirt. The only difference is just that we are going to go an extra mile for the tennis skirt while we stop at a particular point if we're making a knife pleat skirt. If this is your first time on this channel, thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So if this is something that you like to see, let's get to it. The following are the measurements that we are going to need. We're going to need the length of your skirt. So you should measure from your waist to where you want the skirt to end. For me, I want my waist to the length to be 20.5 inches. The width of the pleats, I'm going to use 1 inch. You can use 1.5, you can use 1.75. It actually depends on how wide you want the pleats to be. Also, you're going to need your waist measurement. For me, my waist measurement is 31 inches. So to get the amount of fabric that you will need, you're going to multiply your waist measurement by 3 and then you add 2 inches to it. Okay, so waist measurement times 3, whatever you get plus 2. So my waist measurement is 31. 31 times 3, that is 93. 93 plus 2, that is 95 inches. So I'm going to need a fabric that is 95 inches wide and 20.5 inches long. But then this skirt is going to have a band. I want my band to be 1.5 inches. So I am going to deduct 1.5 inches from 20.5 inches. So the answer will be 19 inches. So the fabric that I have here is 19 inches by 95 inches. The next thing that I want you to do once you cut your fabric is that I want you to fold 1 inch inward on both sides. You know that 2 inch that I asked you to add, it is for zipper allowance, right? So you're going to fold 1 inch at the edge, fold it inward, iron it. I actually prefer to iron it at the other side as well. Fold 1 inch inward, that's the zipper allowance, and then you iron it, so you have that in place. Now, considering the type of skirt it is, you have to sew from the waist to a particular point. Usually this sewing should end about 2 to 3 inches above your hip. That is actually the average. From the top, I'd like you to measure 0.5 inch for joining allowance. You know we're going to have to join it to the band, right? 0.5 inch, just leave that. So from here, I'm going to measure my hip length, which is 7.5. So from 7.5, I'm going to measure 2 inch upward, and then you make a mark. That means we'll be sewing from here to here. So what I want you to do is this. From this top line, measure it. What I have is 6. So I'm going to measure 6 inches straight down, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a mark of 6 inches all around, and then you draw it into a straight line. I'll tell you the reason why I did this now, okay? So after drawing this line, you can hem the bottom of your fabric now, or you can do it later. I think I'm going to do it later, right? So now let's get to the main business. Remember I told you that I want the width of my pleat to be 1 inch. So from this crease, okay, this crease, I'm going to measure 1 inch all through. Okay, I'm going to make a mark at every 1 inch. Okay, so if it is 1.5 you're using as well, you're going to make a 1.5 inch mark all through. And please ensure that you are consistent with the marking so that you can have enough when you get here, because if you're not consistent, you'll be short when you get to the end. Okay, so this is the 1 inch mark, and I also did the same at the bottom. If you want perfect pleats, you should also do the same at the bottom, especially when your fabric is not the type that folds easily. All right, I'm going to start folding from this first mark. So we are folding the first mark on the third mark. All right, and then we pick again the first one, you fold it on the third. Okay, so as I'm folding at the top, I'll also be folding at the bottom so that it will be easy for me and I can do the ironing once and for all. So I'm going to fold the first on the third this way. I turned it this way so that you can see everything at once. So I'm going to fold the first mark on the third one. You pinch it, the first one, and put it on the third one this way, and then you pin it. You do the same at the bottom, first on the third. By doing this, you have a complete fold. So when you're ironing, it is going to be easy for you to iron because it is folded at the top and at the bottom. So I'm going to take this next mark here, pinch it and put it on this third one. So there is one in between every pleat. There's one mark in between every pleat. Pinch it, put it on the third one. I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Okay. So I have two complete folds. So if you like, you can do the top first, do the bottom next. It depends on what you want, okay? So this is what I'm going to do all through the fabric. You see I have 3 complete pleats now. Can you see the pleats? So after doing this, I am going to iron it, and then after ironing, I am going to show you what it looks like. Now I have pleated the fabric. You see how flat it is. So if you want to make an ordinary knife pleat skirt and you don't want to go further into making a tennis skirt, this is where you will stop. So what you're going to do is to hem the bottom, attach your waistband, right? Attach your waistband, put the zipper, and that is all. But if you want to go further into making a tennis skirt, then come along. So for the tennis skirt, what makes it different from just an ordinary knife pleat skirt is that you're going to sew down from the waist to this line that we made, sew down. So the sewing is what we want to do now. So you won't just sew down, otherwise the skirt will not be flattery at all, okay? So what you're going to do is to come to this line that we drew, and then shift it outward. Is it outward now? Okay, shift it inward by 0.25 inch, okay? So you shift it a little from this crease and then you pin it. Can you see what I did? So I'm going to come to the next pleat on that line as well. Shift it inward, okay? I'm just putting a little more space on that line. Shift it about 0.25 inch. If you're not sure of your measurement, you can use your tape rule, please. Pin it down. Okay, come to the third pleat as well. Shift it inward again. Pin it down. So you see the effect that it is giving it. The pleat at the top is still intact, but when you get here, it's expanding. It's like we're extending it. Okay, I'm going to do this to all of the pleats. Okay, so by the time I do this, when I'm done, I'll just iron it again to make it flat. Straight to the bottom. I'm going to follow this new mark. You know, we have shifted the pleat, so we have to re-iron it, okay, so that it can stay flat down to the end. So now you can see that the skirt, the fabric is no longer straight, it is now curved. You can see what I have here. It is now curved, right? It is no longer like this, and that's because of what I did to the hip line, okay? The extension that we did. So what I'm going to do now is to sew on those pleats. Okay, you can see this fold. So I'm going to sew very close to this fold from the top, from this waistline down here. It has to be very close, like 0.25 or even less than that, until you get to this line, the line that we made initially. You can see this white line. So that is what I'm going to do on all of the folds. This is it after sewing. You see, I have sewn from the waistband up to this point. I have not ironed it. I just came to show you what it looks like before ironing. So here is my band. I've already prepared the band. So my band is the length, the width of this waistline, which is my waistline, plus 2 extra inches at the zipper side. Remember I said that I want the width to be 1.5. So this is 4 inches wide. Okay, from here to here is 4 inches. So I folded in half on this side, half on this side. That is 1 inch, remaining 3 inches, right? And then I folded it this way, so I have 1.5 inch left. One other thing I should tell you is that after making the pleats, you may find out that the waistline is no longer up to your waist measurement. Don't be scared. It happened to me. It was as a result of my measurement. Then I used the tape rule and my chalk. The chalk was actually thick, so the mark that I was making was extending a little beyond 1 inch. So you can imagine 1/8 of an inch on each of these pleats will take away a lot from your waistline. So it's not that your measurement is wrong. It is not wrong. Okay, so it will happen if you use a thick chalk. Okay, but if you use something like a fabric pen to make the mark, then you might not experience that. So if your waistline is not up to what you measured initially, what you should do is just to adjust this pleats. So just a little backwards, 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 so that at the end of the day, you get a perfect waistline. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to attach this waistband. After doing that, I am going to hem the bottom line. Okay, and there you go. There you have the skirt. After doing all of this, I'm going to show you the outcome so that you know what it is like. I hope you like this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If it has been helpful, please like, share, comment, ask your questions if you do not understand. Till we see again, take care of yourself. Bye.